Upadisadarsana. A garland of profound advice on the ways of seeing reality. A brief analysis of the ways of seeing reality, spiritual vehicles, and related topics. By Acarya Padmasambhava of Oddiyana. Translated by Khempo Yurmed Rinpoche and Robert Warren Clark. Edited by Robert Warren Clark. Homage to the ever-youthful Bhagavan Manjusri and to the Vajra Dharma. The sentient beings in the worldly realm have countless wrong ways of seeing reality. However, all of these wrong ways can be included within these four viewpoints. 1. The fatuous view of the foolish, phyal. 2. The hedonistic view of the worldly, lokayata / rgyang phen. 3. The nihilistic view of the materialist, tırthika. 4. The heterodox view of the eternalist, tırthika / stegs. 1. Those who hold the fatuous view are perpetually confused due to their failure to understand that all things arise from a process of cause and effect. 2. Those who hold the hedonistic view of the worldly, lokayata / rgyang phen. Fail to understand the reality of former and future lives and therefore work only to achieve fame, wealth and power for the present life, relying on worldly formulas and machinations. 3. Those who hold the nihilistic view of the materialist, tırthika, reject the principle of cause and effect in regard to all phenomena. They hold to the extreme view of absolute existence and non-existence, whereby all things arise simply by chance. They believe there exists only this one life. 4. Those who hold the heterodox view of the eternalists, tırthika / stegs, believe in the existence of permanent self which they attribute to all things. Some eternalists hold the view that an effect can exist without relying on a cause. Others assert cause and effect in a perverse manner. Others assert that a cause can exist without producing an effect. These are all fundamentally mistaken ways to view reality. There are two aspects to the path that lead beyond this world of birth and death. 1. Lokayata, the sutra vehicle. 2. Vajrayana, the tantric vehicle. 1. The sutra vehicle has three divisions. A. Sravakayana, the disciple's vehicle. B. Pratyekabuddhayana, the solitary liberation vehicle. C. Bodhisattvayana, the Mahayana. A. The viewpoint of those who follow the Sravakayana is that those who assert heterodox views either exaggerate or underestimate reality, i.e., they misperceive reality by either seeing some thing that is not there, or failing to see what is there. Those who underestimate reality hold nihilistic views that assert a total lack of any existence. Those who exaggerate reality hold onto logical views that falsely attribute existence, like one who sees a rope and thinks it is a snake. Those who follow the Sravakayana take the view that both consciousness and the minute particles of the four great elements, i.e., earth, water, fire, and air, that make up the material world, including the aggregates, form, etc., the physical senses, eye, ear, etc., sense elements, and sense fields, are all truly and ultimately existent. They also hold that the four aspects of the ultimate goal are gradually achieved by means of meditation on the four truths of the Riyas, i.e., misery, cause, cessation and path. b. Just like the followers of the Sravakayana, those who follow the Pratyekabuddhayana solitary liberation vehicle, take the view that phenomena do not exist in the way asserted by heterodox views. That is, they reject views that either exaggerate or underestimate reality, such as the fanciful view that asserts a permanent self or soul. What distinguishes the Pratyekabuddhayana is the realization that there is no self or soul whatsoever in the phenomena associated with the gate of form. In addition, unlike the Sravakas, followers of the Pratyekabuddhayana do not depend upon a spiritual teacher during the period when they attain their goal of enlightenment. They do depend upon the power of their former familiarity, practice, and study to realize the profound meaning of ultimate reality, dharmata, from the point of view of the 12 links of dependent arising. Based upon this realization, they attain their goal of enlightenment. Those who follow the Bodhisattvayana, Mahayana, take the view that the ultimate reality of all phenomena, whether afflictive or purified, is their lack of inherent existence. They view conventional truth as the lack of confusion among the defining characteristics of individual phenomena whose existence is merely an illusion. In this manner, they assert that supreme enlightenment occurs at the conclusion of a gradual procession through the 10 bodhisattva grounds, which results from engagement in the 10 paramithas. The Vajra has 3 aspects. 1. Kriyatantra, the vehicle of physical activities. 2. Karyatantra, the vehicle of both physical and mental activities. 3. Yogatantra, the vehicle of mental activities. 1. Those who follow the Kriyatantra vehicle take the view that while ultimately nothing comes into being and nothing ceases, the goal can be realized by conventional processes of meditating on the form bodies of deities, relying on the use of such things as physical images of deities, physical representations of the mind of deities, chants, recitations, and purifications, all of which accord with the place, season, and celestial constellations. The goal is attained primarily by the power of these ritual objects in conjunction with the necessary causes and conditions. 2. Those who follow the twofold Karatantra vehicle take the view that while ultimately nothing comes into being and nothing ceases, the goal is realized by conventional processes of meditating on the form bodies of deities, and a combination of the fourfold meditative concentration, samadhi, and the use of ritual objects in conjunction with the necessary causes and conditions. 3. There are two aspects to the view of those who follow the Yogatantra vehicle. A. The external yoga, the tantric vehicle of the sublime being. B. The internal yoga, the tantric vehicle of the sublime skill. A. Those who follow the external yoga, the tantric vehicle of sublime beings, take the view that one should not rely primarily on external objects and ritual devices. Instead, they obtain the goal primarily by engaging in the yoga of meditation on sublime gods and goddesses who ultimately are unborn and unceasing. They do this by means of the completely purified samadhi of the tantric practices of these sublime beings that focuses on the form adras of the form bodies of these sublime beings. B. There are three aspects to the view of those who follow the internal yoga, the tantric vehicle of sublime skill. I. The method of generation. 2. The method of perfection. 3. The method of great perfection, Dzogchen. I. The method of generation is to achieve the goal by gradually generating the three aspects of samadhi and thereby gradually establishing and meditating on the mandala. 2. In the method of perfection, yogins achieve the goal by means of a practice that on the ultimate level never wavers from the state of the sublime gods and goddesses who are unborn and unceasing, nor from the sphere of ultimate reality, Dharmadhatu, that is the middle way, beyond all conceptuality. While never wavering from that state, on the conventional level they meditate vividly on the form body of a sublime being with a meditation that's stabilized and unadulterated. 3. The Dzogchen method is a meditative process that arises out of the realization that all phenomena of samsara and nirvana from the very beginning have always been undifferentiated from the nature of the mandalas of body, speech, and mind. As it is stated in the Tantra, the branches of the 5 Vajra aggregates are renowned as the 5 perfect Buddhas. All the senses, sense consciousnesses, and their objects are the mandalas of bodhisattvas. The earth element is the goddess Lokana, and water is Mamaki. Fire is Pandaravasini and wind element is Tara. The element of space is akasadhatus. In this way every aspect of the threefold universe is completely pure from the very beginning. Ultimately all phenomena, whether of samsara or nirvana, have always been unborn and unproduced. Therefore, the illusions that allow for the functioning of the ordinary world are ultimately just the nature of the 5 Buddhas and their 5 consorts, etc. For this reason, all phenomena are of the nature of nirvana, completely beyond the realms of misery. Specifically, the 5 great elements are the nature of the 5 Buddha consorts. The 5 aggregates are the 5 family Buddhas. The 4 consciousnesses are the nature of the 4 bodhisattvas. The 4 types of objects are the nature of the 4 superb goddesses. The 4 senses are the nature of the 4 bodhisattvas. The 4 times are the nature of the 4 offering goddesses. The physical, tactile, sense power, its consciousness, and its objects together with the bodhisattvas that arise from them are all the nature of the 4 wrathful deities. The 4 logical possibilities, i.e., identity, exclusion, inclusion, and overlap, are the nature of the 4 wrathful goddesses. The mental sense consciousness is the nature of the bodhisattva Vajra, Samantabhadra. Objective phenomena, both compounded and uncompounded, are the nature of Samantabhadri, goddess of phenomenal activity. All of these are, from the beginningless past, the very nature of the absolute, perfect Buddha. They are not something achieved by means of a path. Therefore, all phenomena, both compounded and uncompounded, including the 3 times, the 10 directions, and the 3 realms, do not exist in isolation from one's own mind. This is taught in a sacred text. In the close analysis of your own mind you will find the actuality of the Buddha's enlightenment, the actuality of the 3 realms of the universe, and the actuality of the great elements. In another text, all phenomena abide in the mind. The mind abides in space. There is no place where space does not abide. And in another text, all phenomena are empty by way of their fundamental nature. All phenomena are completely pure from the beginning. All phenomena are the absolute clear light. All phenomena are, by their very nature, nirvana itself. All phenomena are the true, fully manifest state of Buddhahood. That is the Dzogchen. As for the Dzogchen method, it is to complete the assemblages of merit and wisdom. Its meaning is the spontaneous arising of the ultimate result. The method is to engage this meaning, 2. The Dzogchen method is the firm conviction that arises by means of the path of 4 realizations. These 4 realizations are as follows. 1. Realization of the singular cause. 2. Realization by the power of the sacred syllables. 3. Realization by the power of blessings. 4. Direct realization. 1. Realization of the singular cause is as follows. There is one singular cause of all phenomena in the sense that no phenomena has a different or separate cause. This is true in ultimate reality because no phenomena is actually produced or created. It is also true in conventional reality because all phenomena are illusory by definition. Like the illusion of many moons reflected in different puddles of water, all phenomena appear to be distinct entities and are able to perform their functions even though they are illusory, have no true existence and are never actually produced. Therefore all phenomena must be realized to have a singular cause because in both conventional and ultimate reality there is no valid basis for differentiation. 2. Realization by the power of the sacred syllables is as follows. A. The lack of true production of all phenomena is the syllable A, the verbal nature. B. This lack of true production, with its illusory appearance and its ability to perform functions, is the syllable OM, plus or minus, the physical nature. C. The intrinsic awareness, CEA hashtag, that realizes this is the wisdom of illusion without end or middle. This is the syllable hum, P. 4. The mental nature. 3. Realization by the power of blessings is as follows. Just like a white cloth becomes red when blessed by the power of rubia tinctorum, a red dye, all phenomena are realized to be the actuality of Buddhahood when we realize them to be blessed by a singular cause and by those sacred syllables. 4. Direct, i.e., non-conceptual, realization is as follows. Neither the canonical texts nor the sacred precepts that explain them contradict the principle that all phenomena, from the very beginning, are the actuality of Buddhahood. However, one does not need to depend upon these sacred texts and precepts. One realizes this directly with firm conviction in the very depths of the mind by means of one's own intrinsic awareness. This firm conviction of the path is as follows. The path of the yogin is precisely the intrinsic awareness of the significance of these 4 realizations. It is not as if this is an effect that gradually arises from the establishment of its causes. Rather, it is a profound conviction that arises from one's own direct, non-conceptual realization. There are three factors that characterize the accomplishment of this aim. 1. The cognitive factor is the intrinsic awareness that is the method of the four realizations. 2. The habituating factor is the engagement in constant meditative process. 3. The fruitional factor is the attainment of the aim by means of this meditative process. These three factors reveal 1. Correlation, 2. Requisite, and 3. Imperative. 1. Correlation. All phenomena, whether associated with the afflictive processes of samsaric bondage, or with the purifying processes of liberation, have, from the very beginning, been the actuality of the Buddha's body, speech, and mind, and thus the actual sphere of Buddhahood. Furthermore, understanding the significance of this blessed reality is the defining characteristic of realizing its cause. Therefore, this correlation is itself a cause for attaining the state of peerless Buddhahood. 2. Requisite. All those things associated with the afflictive and purifying processes, such as the 5 medicines and the 5 elixirs, and so forth, have from the very beginning been used without discrimination in the infinite equanimity of Buddhahood. This is the defining characteristic of active engagement. It is the requisite because it becomes the cause for attaining the state of peerless Buddhahood. Imperative. All those things particularly associated with the afflictive and purifying processes, the 5 medicines and the 5 elixirs, and so forth, from the very beginning have naturally and spontaneously existed without discrimination in the infinite equanimity of Buddhahood. Therefore, the imperative is the direct perception of the glorious wheel of ornaments that is the inexhaustible body, speech, and mind of a Buddha. The ultimate goal may then be defined as the spontaneous and natural characteristic of the nirvanic nature of supreme Buddhahood, that is none other than samsara, the cycle of birth and death itself. In regard to this, it is necessary to make assiduous efforts in the yoga that spontaneously accomplishes the goal of 1. Approach, 2. Close approach, 3. Attainment, 4. Great attainment. 1. Approach means knowing the Bodhisattva, the mind of enlightenment. That is, it means realizing that there is nothing to be attained by means of a path, and no need to apply antidotes, as all phenomena are, from the beginning, the very nature of Buddhahood. 2. Close approach means knowing yourself to be the actual deity. That is the realization that, because all phenomena are from the beginning the very nature of Buddhahood, I myself also have this perfect divine nature from the very beginning, and there is nothing further to be acquired or attained. 3. Attainment means generating the realization of the mother. That is the realization that the Great Mother, Prajnaparamita / perfect wisdom, from the very beginning, is the mother of all that arises from the infinite sphere of space, space itself, that which appears as the forms of the four elements of earth, water, fire, and air, and all that is able to perform a function. 4. Great attainment means the union of method and wisdom. This is the union that, from the very beginning, conjoins profound emptiness, the space of the mother, and the wisdom of the five great mothers, i.e., Buddha consorts, with wishlessness, the aggregates, skund, has, that are the father of all Buddhas. From this union arise the Bodhisattva emanations, whose nature is like a great magical dance that is the manifestation in time and space of the bliss within the causal sphere, the illusory supreme bliss, and the play of illusion with in illusion in the beginningless sphere of Buddhahood. Within that time and space is the signlessness that is the non-objectification of the entire sphere of limitless space. When this becomes the sphere of one's reality and is thus spontaneously attained, one vanquishes the four maras and thereby attains the final, supreme goal. All phenomena have always been completely pure, from the very beginning. Therefore opening the eyes means studying the sacred texts of the vehicle of method and entering the vast, all-pervading sphere of the wish-granting immeasurable palace of the peerless primordial man. Dala. Realizing its significance means actually perceiving this mandala. The state of practice and adaptation that follows from that realization is the actual abiding within the mandala. The fully manifested state that follows that abiding is the attainment of the supreme sthiti. This method itself is the final meaning of the dzogchen. It is the spontaneous entrance into the will of sacred syllables, the state of the great assemblage. It is the instantaneous enlightenment realized by those persons of sharp intellect who realize their own beginningless Buddhahood as the meaning of Buddhahood existing from the very beginning. This is not within the realm of ordinary activity. However much one devotes oneself to ordinary studies, one will never gain certainty regarding what is truth and profound. An ordinary intellect, with its ordinary certainties, can never penetrate this abstruse truth and profundity. When those of ordinary intellect apply themselves in attempt to understand it, they will mistake it for just another part of their ordinary world, or will think it to be foolish and false. In this way they will underestimate and despise the superior beings, and their state of mind will deteriorate. It is for this reason that it is kept so secretly, and is referred to as the secret vehicle. Until disciples are able to produce the state of mind that can conceive that all phenomena are Buddhahood from the very beginning, it is necessary for them to follow the lesser vehicles. By devoting themselves to activities that benefit living beings, such disciples do not waste their lives and can be guided by a skillful teacher to appreciate all the faults of samsara and excel lens qualities of nirvana. This is why it is so important that a teacher be skilled every aspect of the vehicles, and why it is so completely unsuitable for one who lacks understanding of any aspect of the vehicles is to assume the role of teacher. The distinction between different views of reality can also be made by examining the religious and yogic disciplines taken up by followers of each view. Neither those who follow the fatuous view of the foolish, phyal, nor those who follow the nihilistic view of the materialist, tırthika, have any religious or yogic discipline. There are 4 views that do entail the practice of yogic disciplines. 1. The worldly yogic disciplines of those who follow a. The hedonistic view of the worldly, lokayata / rgyang phen, and b. The heterodox view of the eternalist, tırthika / stegs. 2. The yogic discipline of the Sravakas. 3. The yogic discipline of the Bodhisattvas. 4. The peerless yogic discipline. Those who follow the fatuous view of the foolish, phyal, have no practice of religious discipline because of their lack of understanding about the process of cause and effect. Those who follow the view of the materialist, tırthika, have no practice of religious discipline because their view of reality is nihilistic. 1.a. Those who hold the hedonistic view of the worldly, lokayata / rgyang phen, practice worldly disciplines for the sake of the present life only. These include the use of such things as formulas and machinations. 1.b. Those who follow the heterodox view of the eternalist, tırthika / stegs, assert the existence of a permanent self or soul, Atman. In order to purify the soul, they maltreat the body, subjecting it to such things as the 5 fires, 5 and other such perverse religious or yogic disciplines. 2. The discipline practiced by Sravakas is as stated in the Vinaya. Do not commit even the smallest sin. Accomplish fully every virtue. Gain complete control over your own mind. These are the teachings of the Buddha. 6. They promote a view of reality that divides all phenomena, whether virtuous or non-virtuous, into either conventional realities or ultimate realities, and engage in a religious and yogic discourse. Pline that consists of cultivating the virtuous and forsaking the non-virtuous. 3. The discipline practiced by bodhisattvas is as stated in the vow of the bodhisattva. Do not act just to suit the circumstances. Do not engage in illusory spectacles, threats, and so forth. Endowed with compassion, loving kindness, and a virtuous mind. Be free of every evil. Whatever you do, whether virtuous or non-virtuous, will not compromise or impair your bodhisattva vow so long as it is motivated by great compassion. The bodhisattva vow can therefore be summed up as acting only on the basis of great compassion. 4. The peerless yogic discipline is as stated in the Damchwik Chenpo Imdo. Once you have attained certain knowledge of the Buddha's vehicles, although engaged in the 5 afflictive mental states, of greed, etc., you will possess the most perfect ethics. Like a pure lotus rising up out of the mire. Because all phenomena are of the infinite equanimity from the very beginning, it is not necessary to adhere to compassion nor to reject anger. However, if that is not understood, it is not the case that compassion will thereby not arise. Rather, actions are pure or impure only in so far as religious and yogic discipline is based upon the view of reality that realizes all phenomena to be pure from the very beginning. May this secret garland of views be found by those of excellent character, and may they use it with skill and wisdom. They will then be like a blind man suddenly recovering his sight. This garland of profound advice on ways of seeing is hereby completed. Dedication. Om Svasti. The Maha-Ati with the stages of generation and completion, is the pinnacle of the 9 VI. Clees that cover the basis, path, and fruits of all outer and inner activities associated with views of reality and practice. It is born out of the glory of the mind of Padmasambhava. May this lotus of the Lord Buddha's teaching blossom in the sunlight of the virtues of producing this text. May the bees who are the adherents of the Lord Buddha's teachings enjoy the pure nectar of wisdom from these blossoms. May the song of these bees proclaim this precious Dharma, especially the sublime Dharma of the Ma-Yna. May this song pervade all the Nas of the universe, eliminating the difficulties and problems of this era, and causing all beings to gain the true, supreme happiness.